Have you ever stopped to think about the profound meaning that the symbolism of resurrection carries throughout history? What do these symbols, present in so many cultures, tell us about life, death, and transformation? In this video, we will explore resurrection from various perspectives, from ancient times to modern expressions, revealing how these meanings reflect not only our beliefs, but also our personal experiences. Resurrection is not just a religious concept, it is a universal idea that touches each of us at different moments in our lives. How does resurrection inspire us to renew our hopes and rediscover our purpose? As we dive into the layers of symbolism surrounding resurrection, you will realize that behind each image and narrative lie valuable lessons about how we face pain, loss, and, more importantly, renewal. Get ready for a journey that will enrich your cultural understanding and open new horizons about what these symbols mean in our daily lives. Stay with us until the end and discover how the symbolism of resurrection can transform your view of life and death. The symbolism of resurrection is a profound and multifaceted concept that appears in various traditions around the world. Essentially, it pertains to transformation, the passage from one state to another, often associated with the idea of rebirth and renewal. Resurrection not only symbolizes the return to life, but also represents doubled hopes and new beginnings, reflecting the continuity of existence in ways that transcend death. Why is it so important to understand these symbols? Because by exploring these meanings, we can see how they shape our culture and beliefs and directly affect our daily lives. In this video, I invite you to reflect on how these different representations of resurrection resonate in your own experience and how they can offer insights for navigating both the joys and sorrows of life. The symbolism of resurrection has deep roots in antiquity, revealing itself in cultures and civilizations that sought to understand the complexity of life and death. In ancient Egypt, for example, there was a deep-seated belief in the afterlife, manifested through practices like mummification. The Egyptians believed that preserving the body was essential to ensuring the soul's continuity. The god Osiris, who died and resurrected, became one of the most powerful symbols of this belief, representing not only death, but also renewal and fertility of the land. His artistic representations, often accompanied by hieroglyphs exalting his deeds, revealed the human desire for survival beyond the grave. In Mesopotamia, the story of Ishtar, the goddess of love and war, highlights the connection between death and resurrection. Her descent into the underworld, an act symbolizing the transformation of her energies and the subsequent rebirth in spring, reflected the eternity of nature's cycles, which directly influenced agricultural and social practices. The narrative of Ishtar speaks not only of her resurrection, but also of the due relationship between death and fertility, a cycle that permeated the daily lives of the Mesopotamians. Beyond these civilizations, the concept of life after death and resurrection was also explored in ancient Greece, particularly in the Eleusinian mysteries. These rituals were central to Greek religion, involving promises of resurrection and hope for a better life after death. Participants sought to understand the secrets of Demeter and Persephone, deities who, through their stories of descents and returns, symbolized the connection between life, death, and the fertility of the land. This tradition not only provided comfort to believers, but also inspired philosophy throughout the centuries, fostering discussions about the nature of the soul and its journey after death. As we analyze these representations, it is evident that in antiquity, resurrection was closely tied to the understanding of nature's cycles and human experience. These symbolisms shaped how civilizations dealt with mortality and believed in the possibility of transcendence. In light of these traditions, we see that resurrection is more than a religious theme. It is a metaphor for human resilience, offering hope and a sense of continuity even in the face of loss. Finally, resurrection in antiquity highlights the struggle for understanding life, death, and renewal, revealing how these timeless ideas still resonate in our lives today. The desire for renewal and the belief in new beginnings are deeply rooted in our human nature, uniting us in reflections that continue to resonate. Turning our attention to the Christian tradition, we find a rich intertwining of resurrection symbols that not only define the Christian faith, but also shape Western culture as a whole. The most prominent symbol is undoubtedly the cross. This emblematic representation of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ carries within it the weight of pain, but also the promise of resurrection and eternal life. From an instrument of torture and death, the cross was transformed into a sign of hope and salvation, symbolizing the sacrifice that brings new life to all who believe. Over the centuries, the cross has become an icon of faith, intense devotion, and a constant reminder of the power of resurrection. Another significant symbol in the Christian tradition is the egg. During the celebration of Easter, the egg is often used as a metaphor for new life and resurrection. This practice of decorating eggs, believed to have ancient roots in various cultures, was adopted by Christians to symbolize the empty tomb of Jesus. When breaking the eggshell, the faithful remember the resurrection as a new beginning emerging from death. Thus, talking about the egg leads us to reflect on transformation, as just as an egg contains the promise of new life, the resurrection of Christ represents the renewal of the divine promise. Adding another layer of symbolism, lilies also hold special significance in the Christian tradition. Often associated with the Virgin Mary, lilies symbolize purity and resurrection. Their presence in artistic representations of the Annunciation and in resurrection iconography serves as a visual reminder of the new and pure life that comes after death. The beauty and fragility of lilies invite us to contemplate the relationship between the mortal and the divine, emphasizing the hope that, despite death, there is always the possibility of renewal. Furthermore, the interpretation of resurrection has evolved over the centuries in response to social and cultural contexts. Since the early days of Christianity, the resurrection of Christ has been a source of inspiration for movements of hope in times of oppression. During periods of persecution and suffering, the message of renewal and victory over death has offered comfort and motivation for faith communities. Historically, resurrection has been reinterpreted as it was contextualized in social struggles, reflecting human resilience and the capacity to face adversities. However, resurrection in the Christian tradition goes beyond theology. It evokes a profound sense of interconnectedness. Christians believe that resurrection is not just an isolated event in the history of Jesus, but an act that offers everyone the opportunity for personal transformation. The promise of resurrection is an invitation to all to experience it in their own lives, not just as a matter of faith, but as a journey of self-discovery and spiritual renewal. Thus, as we explore the symbolism of resurrection in the Christian tradition, we see a rich web of meanings that connects the pain of death to the hope of eternal life. These symbols and narratives not only shape Christian spirituality, but also echo in many of our own experiences of transformation and overcoming. Resurrection, although deeply rooted in the Christian tradition, is not a concept exclusive to this religion. In a variety of cultures and religions around the world, the symbolism of resurrection reflects the ongoing human quest for understanding and meaning regarding life and death. Considering Buddhism, we find a unique perspective on resurrection and the cycle of life. The concept of samsara, which represents the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, is central to Buddhist philosophy. Buddhists believe that life is a series of reincarnations, and understanding this cycle can lead to enlightenment. Practices of meditation and reflection aim to free the individual from samsara, culminating in nirvana, a state of liberation where there is no more suffering. Here, resurrection is not a return to life, but the transcendence of the cycle of lives. In Hinduism, resurrection is equally characteristic, manifesting in the beliefs in samsara and moksha. The concept of moksha refers to liberation from the cycle of reincarnations and the union of the soul with the divine. Through virtuous actions and spiritual practices, Hindus seek to break the ties of earthly existence, glimpsing a form of resurrection that not only reunites the individual with the divine, but also represents an essential transformation of the soul. In various Hindu rituals and festivals, death is seen as a transition, and the cremation of the body is treated with respect, celebrating the continuity of life on other planes. Transitioning to native traditions, we also find rich expressions of resurrection symbolism manifesting in varied ways. Many indigenous cultures believe that the spirits of ancestors remain present in the lives of the living and that death is merely a transformation. For instance, in Native American traditions, the connection to the land and seasonal cycles reflects a belief in the continuity of life. Ancestral ceremonies and rituals that honor the dead are not merely a mourning process, but celebrations of life intertwined with those who have already passed. This brings us to the idea that resurrection is a form of recognizing the presence of one's ancestors in current lives. Moreover, comparing these traditions with the Western view of resurrection highlights a rich tapestry of beliefs that, while varied in their expressions, share common foundations. The search for meaning beyond earthly life is a recurring theme that unites these cultures. These symbolisms offer a refreshing view on how we face death and rebirth, allowing each practice and belief to affirm the continuity of life, even in its absence. Recognizing these various cultural approaches enriches our understanding of resurrection. Each tradition offers a unique lens through which we can explore our own experience of life and death. When we broaden our view to include these diverse perspectives, we encounter the beauty of human resilience in the face of mortality. Thus, resurrection becomes a multifaceted symbol that speaks not only of rebirth, but of transformation, connection, and eternity. Resurrection is a theme that has inspired artists and writers throughout history, manifesting in various forms of artistic expression. Art in its multiple languages serves as a powerful vehicle to explore and represent the complexity of the concept of rebirth, transforming the abstract into visible and tangible perceptions. In the field of painting, classic works such as The Resurrection by Piero della Francesca not only depict the act of resurrection, but also capture the essence of hope and renewal. This masterpiece is a testament to humanity's search for meaning amidst the pain of death, and Piero's use of light and color symbolizes the transition between life and eternity. Literature also explores resurrection in profound and impactful ways. Writers like Dostoevsky in The Brothers Karamazov use the concept of resurrection as a reflection on the moral and spiritual struggles of the characters. The idea that death is not the end, but a passage to something greater permeates the narrative and prompts readers to reflect on their own beliefs and experiences. Resurrection, in this context, is not limited to the literal depiction of rising again, but transforms into a symbol of redemption, personal transformation, and the search for truth. Additionally, the symbolism of resurrection is a driving force in many contemporary literary works, where the theme of renewal is explored in broader contexts. Authors like Gabriel Garcia Marquez in 100 Years of Solitude evoke resurrection not only as an individual matter, but as an endless return of family and historical cycles. The repetition of events and the return to the same narrative highlight how the cycles of life, with their joys and sorrows, are a form of cultural and collective resurrection. In cinema, resurrection has been a recurring plotline, providing both entertainment and reflective depth. Films like Life is Beautiful by Roberto Benigni approach resurrection sensitively, prompting viewers to reconsider hope and love amid the despair of war. A father's ability to create a narrative of happiness and renewal for his son, even in the face of unimaginable tragedy, emphasizes human resilience and the strength of love. This symbolism of resurrection, therefore, transcends the limitations of reality, allowing us to dream of possibilities beyond suffering. In music, compositions that address resurrection are often enveloped in emotion and meaning. Songs that deal with overcoming, struggle, and renewal, such as Rise Up by Andra Day, become anthems of hope. These lyrics evoke a direct connection to the human experience, intertwining pain and struggle with the promise of a new beginning. Finally, we can perceive that art and literature play an essential role in exploring the symbolism of resurrection. These mediums are effective tools that allow us to weave our personal experiences with universal narratives of death and rebirth. Whether through a brushstroke on a canvas, a word written, or a melody sung, resurrection transforms into a powerful symbol that connects us as we seek meaning, comfort, and hope amid the complexities of life. As we advance into the contemporary world, the symbolism of resurrection continues to resonate deeply among individuals and communities, although its interpretation may have evolved from ancient traditions. In a world where constant changes and challenges seem to be the norm, the concept of resurrection and renewal becomes increasingly relevant. Climate, social, and economic crises have led many to seek new visions of hope, transformation, and rebirth, whether on a personal or collective level. A clear example of resurrection in our contemporary society can be observed in social movements seeking justice and equality. The struggle for civil rights, racial justice, and gender equality reveals a collective drive to rise from the ashes of oppressive and unjust structures. These struggles not only evoke a quest for practical solutions, but also symbolize a genuine desire for spiritual and social renewal. The act of standing up to claim fundamental rights and fighting for a better future is a modern expression of resurrection, where transformation occurs in the face of adversity. In the process of self-discovery and healing, resurrection is also a recurring theme. Many individuals face personal challenges, traumas, or identity crises, seeking ways to be reborn and reinvent themselves. Self-help books, motivational conferences, and therapeutic practices have explored this idea of spiritual renewal. Resilience becomes a fundamental part of the journey for many people who, when facing their difficulties, find new ways to define themselves and reconnect with their essence. This journey of rebirth, ranging from mourning to hope, is a testament to humanity's capacity for change. Contemporary art, likewise, engages with the theme of resurrection in innovative ways. Artists frequently use their works to question the state of society and provide a vision of hope. Artistic installations and performances can challenge the audience to confront reality while inspiring reflections on renewal and transformation. Projects addressing issues of identity, the environment, and social justice are becoming increasingly common, reaffirming the idea that even in times of crisis, it is possible to recreate and rise again. Technology also plays an important role in the symbolism of resurrection in the modern era. With the advent of the internet and social media, stories of overcoming and renewal are shared globally. Digital platforms allow individuals to share their life experiences, connecting with others in search of support and understanding. The virality of resilience and healing stories on social media amplifies the idea that it is possible to transform difficult experiences into opportunities for growth and change, creating a global community of hope and empowerment. Moreover, contemporary spiritual practices such as meditation and mindfulness are gaining popularity as means of personal rebirth. These practices promote connection to the present moment, helping individuals release the weight of the past and embrace new possibilities. By cultivating a renewed mind and spirit, many find a revitalizing sense of personal resurrection, allowing transformation to occur in their lives. Therefore, as we explore the symbolism of resurrection in contemporary times, we realize that it is not a fixed concept, but rather a dynamic idea that continues to adapt to the needs and struggles of modern society. Resurrection today represents not only the absence of death, but the endless possibility of renewal and transformation, both at the individual and collective level. In each expression of this meaning, we are reminded that there is always hope and the opportunity to start anew, regardless of the circumstances. The symbolism of resurrection is one of the deepest expressions of the human experience, transcending epochs, cultures, and religious beliefs. Throughout this journey, we have analyzed how the concept manifests in various traditions, from ancient civilizations to the present day, revealing a universal yearning for meaning, hope, and renewal in the face of the inevitability of death. First of all, resurrection represents an intrinsic connection between life and death. Cultures throughout history have understood that death is not an absolute end, but a vital component of the cycle of existence. This understanding provides solace in times of loss, encouraging a view that sees life as a series of continuous cycles, where each ending brings with it the potential for a new beginning. By accepting and integrating this notion, individuals and societies are able to reinterpret their experiences, finding beauty in the fragility of life and renewing their hopes. The ability of resurrection to manifest in multiple forms is also a testament to human adaptability. Resilience in the face of adversity reveals itself in narratives of overcoming, whether in the words of a poet, the brushstrokes of an artist, or the actions of social activists. Each story of renewal is proof that, despite the challenges, humanity has the capacity to rise again, maintain hope, and seek a greater purpose. This dynamic, where transformation emerges from pain and suffering, becomes a constant drip of inspiration for those facing their own difficulties. Resurrection is also a symbolism that promotes interconnectedness among people. By sharing stories of redemption and hope, we form bonds that allow the emergence of supportive and experience-based communities. Throughout history, individuals have come together to fight injustice, promote peace, or simply offer mutual support. These collective movements, rooted in the symbolism of resurrection, reveal the strength of unity and the power of a common narrative that seeks a better future. Additionally, contemporary times provide us with new languages and media to express the symbolism of resurrection. The narratives that emerge from social media, contemporary literature, or visual arts not only reinterpret past traditions, but also create space for new voices and experiences. Resurrection, thus, becomes a flexible concept that continues to evolve, allowing it to resonate with the needs and aspirations of new generations. This new era of global communication enables an unprecedented cultural and spiritual exchange, broadening the understanding of resurrection symbolism across nations and communities. Ultimately, what remains is a reflection on how the symbolism of resurrection continues to be relevant and essential, helping us process the complexities of life. In moments of despair or crisis, the idea that renewal is possible offers a beacon of hope. This concept, which has been the foundation of many spiritual and cultural beliefs, remains a valuable resource for understanding and facing our daily struggles. In our personal lives, resurrection can manifest in many forms, whether in overcoming personal challenges, reinventing a career path, healing damaged relationships, or accepting change. By recognizing and honoring these experiences, we can transform our narratives into life stories that are rich in meaning and potential. Therefore, the symbolism of resurrection should be seen not only as an isolated concept, but as a powerful metaphor for the human condition. It is an invitation to rebirth, to hope, and to the pursuit of a fuller and more meaningful life. in all its facets. As we conclude this comprehensive examination of the symbolism of resurrection, it is essential to reflect on how this theme manifests so strikingly in human life. Resurrection, in its multiple expressions, reveals itself not only as a spiritual or religious concept, but as a fundamental principle that permeates all aspects of the human experience. In a world often marked by uncertainties and challenges, the idea of renewal serves as a beacon of hope. Resurrection reminds us that even in the darkest moments, there is always an opportunity for rebirth. Whether on personal or social levels, this truth resonates with strong meanings, offering comfort and encouragement to those facing hardships or crises. The struggle for social justice, the quest for healing in damaged relationships, and the reinvention after significant losses are examples of how the symbolism of resurrection permeates contemporary narratives. Studying its manifestations in art, literature, and various spiritual traditions, we realize that resurrection is a universal concern that transcends cultural and temporal barriers. The symbols and narratives that express this connection allow us to recognize the struggle and beauty in the transformations we all face. Through creativity and the human ability to tell stories, resurrection continues to inspire and motivate, reminding us that there is always the opportunity to rise again. This journey through the symbolism of resurrection also leads us to recognize the interconnectedness among all of us. By witnessing and supporting each other in our rebirth journeys, we create a network of solidarity and empathy that is essential for building resilient communities. This collective strength is not only crucial for navigating difficulties, but also for celebrating the joys and achievements that arise from renewal experiences. In spiritual practice and daily life, resurrection presents itself as an opportunity for self-knowledge and growth. By confronting our shadows, fears, and limitations, we have the chance to emerge stronger and more aware. The challenges we overcome can become springboards for a new life, where we learn to embrace impermanence and uncertainty as natural parts of the human journey. Therefore, as we look ahead, it is crucial to recognize the importance of resurrection in our lives. This concept is not merely a repetition of an old narrative, but a continuous invitation to transformation and reflection. Each of us has the potential to be reborn with each new day, regardless of the circumstances or difficulties we may face. The ability to find beauty in transitions and learn from our experiences is what allows us to continue our journey of spiritual and emotional growth. Ultimately, the symbolism of resurrection remains as an oasis of hope in a desert of challenges. It invites us to embrace the possibility of new beginnings, rediscoveries, and transformations that are deeply human. May we always remember that resurrection is within us, waiting to be awakened in every new opportunity that life offers us.